Hey guys, it's Phase 2 Action Review, here to bring you another video of my favorite figure from every line that I collect, and up here are just a few examples of what I do collect. So Marvel, Star Wars, DC, Transformers, G.I. Joe, other lines like that. I have been collecting for quite a bit, and I do dabble in a lot of different lines. So I do have a decent amount of each collection that I do collect. Um, And yeah, so let's get right into it. Alrighty, guys, so beginning this list, I will be starting with Dragon Ball, or Dragon Ball Z, Super, or the movies. This is just the SH Figuarts line for Dragon Ball. I know they do a lot of other animes, but at the moment, I just do Dragon Ball. And my favorite SH Figuarts Dragon Ball figure is this Vegeta. Sorry for me hitting the camera. This is one of the more recent figures. I got him a couple weeks ago. I have just started collecting DBZ figures, so I don't have too many. I have 4, but out of the 4, this Vegeta is definitely my favorite. I just love this pose here. It's like the "I am Vegeta" pose. So I really like that, and they all come with like a lot of accessories, really good posing. That's definitely my favorite part of the line. Is definitely the posing, and it's like the interchangeable face plates. Like right here, I'll show you guys right here. You can just pop the face off, and like there's pegs right here, so you can just change it out with different facial expressions, which is awesome. Hasbro needs to do that, and yeah, so Dragon Ball is up first, and it is Vegeta. Alrighty, guys, so up next is another line that I haven't really mentioned on the channel before, and that is Gundam. And for Gundam, my favorite figure that I own for that, or model kit, is the Death Scythe, which this isn't the first Death Scythe, it's like the upgraded suit from like the middle of the season towards the later end. Death Scythe has always been my favorite Gundam, and like even before I started like getting into Gundam, I always loved Death Scythe's design. And after watching the show, it just makes me like it even better, like the beam scythe and little sword. I don't know what you would call that for a shield. And this is the master grade model kit, and it was so fun to build and looks incredible. So that's definitely why this is my favorite one. Besides it being my favorite character, it's also my favorite figure overall. So yeah, he does come with like a shield here, and you can just take this beam out here, and I think that's how it forms. It just forms into like a normal shield, which is pretty cool with like little claws. And then he has this scythe right here, which is super long, and it has like the beam, so it's like taller than he is, which is cool. He is super bright against my light. Let's see if we can tone that down a bit. Come on, there you go. So you can see the face a little bit better. And yeah, so this is definitely my favorite Gundam overall. Gundam model kit, Gundam. I do collect Gundam Universe, so those are also figure line. Those, it's like Gundam model kits, but it's just you don't have to build them. They come pre-built or already assembled, I guess you could say. But yeah, this is my favorite Gundam, and let's get into the next one. Alright, so for my third line that I want to show you guys here, this also isn't a line that I really showed you guys too much of, mainly because my audience mainly focused towards like Hasbro type stuff, meaning like Black Series. But this figure was in one of the hauls, and it is the Halo Spartan Collection Master Chief. This is the one that came with the weapon, or Cortana, whatever you would like to call her. This one is like the regular Halo Infinite one. It's just more worn, and it comes with a sword and interchangeable hands. This was a deluxe set because it came with a little stand with the weapon that lights up and everything. But I just think this one looks really good. I love the reflective lenses that they have. I think that looks really good. And then you can peg the weapon on the back. Also has interchangeable hands. I like to have the weapon on this one here. I think it just looks really cool. Not really much lines have like holograms like that. I would love to get that for like the Black Series for like a Commander Cody, having Palpatine on one. But yeah, so I don't have too many of this line, maybe like 10, 8, somewhere around there. I do actually want to make a custom for Spartan Collection, because I bought one a while back on sale at GameStop, and it's not the best looking of Spartans. It's very plain and plasticky, so I'd like to give it a nice paint job, make it look worn up and more deluxe. But yeah, so for my pick here, it is Master Chief. Alrighty, so for the fourth line that I want to show you guys, this is the McFarlane Spawn line, and this specific one is She Spawn. The detail on this figure looks really good, and she came with so many different accessories and weapons, and the weapons all look really good. Like, just for example, this sniper here, like, look at the weathering, dry brushing, the rope going around, and it's like a futuristic type. It just looks so cool, and that's just one of like 5 or something like that. And then she does also have this rifle right here, which came with this little chain that goes around, so it can like strap like another gun on the side here. And yeah, so this figure looks pretty good. I also don't have too many of this line. I do like the Gunslinger Spawn. He looks pretty cool, but I didn't really want to include that because what makes me like that figure so much is the horse that comes with it, and that's like not really a part of that specific figure. So yeah, and like I just love how like the eyes just like glow on this figure, and like all the dry brushing and weathering and the detail included. So yeah, that's why She Spawn is my favorite McFarlane Spawn figure. Alright guys, so next up here is the Ben Reilly Spider-Man from the Marvel Legends line. Spider-Man is like tied with my favorite like section of Marvel with X-Men, but I always just loved Ben Reilly Scarlet Spider, Ben Reilly Spider-Man, whatever you'd like to call it. I do want to get the newly revealed Scarlet Spider, which is like the one with the hoodie and the all blue suit. I think that looks awesome. Oh wait, no, red suit, blue hoodie. There we go. Yeah, red suit, blue hoodie. So I really want to get that one, and I think this figure is super posable, looks awesome. Like, I was able to get it in this pose, which I can't really do with much other figures, honestly. But, yeah, it's just, like, super, super posable, and I love that so much. Like, you can just pretty much pose it into any Spider-Man pose you can think of, like just that pose right there looks awesome. So, that's why this is my favorite Marvel Legend figure that I own. I got this one back when it was out in stores retail, so I didn't have to pay the price that's going for today. I know this is like going for like double, which is, I'm happy that I got this earlier. And yeah, so that's pretty much it for the Marvel Legends line. Alrighty guys, so for the next line, this is also a line that's been mentioned on the channel, but I haven't really shown off anything for it. And that is the Transformers War for Cybertron, or just Hasbro figure line. And this is Soundwave. Soundwave has always been my favorite Transformer of all time. I do have the Masterpiece version, which I do technically like from this. But I just wanted to show like the main genres, and I could show the Masterpiece one, but it's a decently sized one and probably wouldn't even fit in the camera frame. So this is definitely second, but for this line, it's definitely number 1. I just thought Soundwave is so cool, and with this one, which is cool, it has light piping, which if you don't know is like a little, the eyes are translucent, and there's like a the plastic matches up with the eyes and goes into the back. So I'll show you what that looks like here, turning off this light. And you can kind of see how like the eyes glow there. Like that actually kind of looks cool. Hopefully it's not too blurry. I can't really see the screen right now. But like when you put it behind there, the eyes glow, or like above. And that is due to the figure having the light piping. So as you could see, the eyes are like the yellow, and the plastic of the eyes goes up to here, and that's where the light goes through, so the light can travel through there and glow out the eyes. So I always loved that with Transformers, and yeah. And so, yeah, Transformers has been the line I've been collecting the longest. I've been collecting that way before Black Series or any of that stuff, like years before. And yeah, it was back in the days with the Combiner Wars is what I was collecting. So I have a bunch of the Combiners still, and they're still pretty good for like today's standards, like with Transformers. Like the Bruticus Combiner is absolutely insane. I love that one so much. It's on my main shelf. And yeah, so that's pretty much it for Transformers. Let's get into the next one. So starting up next, this one was a little bit hard to choose, so I did do G.I. Joe and Cobra for this one, only because I couldn't really decide. So for Cobra, I chose to do Storm Shadow. Sorry that it's so, the white is popping off the light here, but Storm Shadow is definitely my favorite. He comes with the best accessories out of Cobra, at least. He comes with the arrow that comes out of the little sheath there, the bow and arrow for the arrow that actually bends back, which is pretty cool, and storage for all of it. And he comes with the 2 swords and the hood, and he's pinless, which is nice for action figures. And yeah, the articulation for him is really good, and he's just super detailed. And for the next one, I chose Dusty. And Dusty has been my favorite G.I. Joe for a while. I think this figure especially is great. It comes with a decent amount of accessories. His articulation is great. I just love tan military gear, so this definitely is right up my alley. I do have both the goggles up here, one on the hat and then on the neck. I just have them there so I don't get either one of them lost. And yeah, so that's pretty much it for G.I. Joe. Those 2 were my favorite. Dusty is probably my #1 favorite out of the 2, but it was so tough to decide that I just decided to put both of them in there. And yeah, so that's pretty much it for G.I. Joe. Alright, so for the next one, it is NECA, and I'm going to choose the Ultimate Jungle Hunter from Predator 1. I think this figure overall is great. He has the shoulder cannon piece, which unfortunately for mine, the shoulder piece, it's a little bit weak, like it just goes down. So I'm gonna have to put some like tack in there just so it's a little bit stronger so it can hold the blast. But when it doesn't have the blast, it's pretty cool. The posability is decent. It is a NECA figure, so the joints aren't the best. The blades do extend, which is pretty cool. They go right in and then out. And yeah, he looks great. So this is just for a single NECA figure. And I would say for my favorite NECAs, though, I would do TMNT, but you can't just, like, have one for the Ninja Turtles. It has to be all 4 or none. So for a single, my favorite single NECA figure, it has to be this one. And I also have the military one, like Embassy or Missionary Predator. I don't remember the name. I'll put a picture up here. And yeah, so this is definitely my favorite for NECA. Just such a great figure, very detailed, and some really cool poses you can do. He comes with a separate head, which is the unmasked one, and then it comes with a separate mask that isn't on the head, so you can have him holding it with like this hand or something. He does come with 2 of these hands, so he can do like the when he's taking the helmet off scene. But yeah, so that's pretty much it for NECA. Let's get right into the last one. Second to last one. Alright, so for DC Multiverse McFarlane, my favorite one is going to be the Kyle Rayner the Gold Label Kyle Rayner specifically, for my favorite DC figure. Trying to get him to stand up here. I do have the other Kyle Rayner as well as the green one, so I technically have all of the Kyle Rayners, because Kyle Rayner is probably one of my favorite DC characters of all time. I just really like Green Lantern stuff, and he is the best Green Lantern in my opinion. I did do a head swap with this one because I just thought the smiling face looked better on this one and more serious on that one. And this one did come with the samurai gear along with the sword, the samurai sword. But I think it looks better on here because I like to have the torso showing, because this like white with the symbol here is just the most iconic look for Kyle Rayner. So yeah, that's pretty much it. I mean, of course, like the Bat family is good, but I just really like Green Lanterns. So yeah. And alrighty guys, so for the last list of the video, or last series, this is going to be my Black Series list, or my top figure for Black Series. And if you watched my top 10 Black Series video, you probably already know who this is, and that is Captain Rex. Captain Rex has just been my favorite clone, and clones are my favorite thing about Star Wars forever, and they definitely gave this figure justice, because it just came out so good. Like, they actually did weathering back when this figure came out, so the weathering on this figure looks great. The metallic detailing, like lines and stuff, it's actually sculpted on there, which is pretty awesome. The helmet looks great, and he has a removable helmet. It's a little bit tight on there, but it comes off, and the face sculpt right there alone looks really good. So between like the removable helmet, the blasters, the weathering, the great detail, this is definitely my favorite Black Series figure. And Rex is just also one of like the best characters in Star Wars in my opinion. He's up there with Anakin in my eyes. So yeah, that's pretty much it for this list. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please hit the like button, consider hitting the subscribe button. And yeah, that's pretty much it. So thanks for watching, guys. See you in the next one.